So welcome back to the channel. What I wanted to do was do something to show you exactly what the garden looked like in the past. So when the property was purchased many years ago, this pretty much was just grass absolutely everywhere here. So all around the perimeter, everywhere was just grass. But it wasn't even grass really, it was green, but it was full of weeds and poa and all the kind of creeping weeds that you just don't want to see in your garden. But that's what the garden used to look like, and this is what it looks like now. So originally the first project that we did was this one. So my dad and I are both very handy in terms of DIY. So we built this as our first project in the garden, and again I'll put up some pictures in the video and you can have a look at the process that we kind of put together. But basically this was a feature that we wanted to be in front of where the camera is at the moment. We wanted to be in front of the sort of patio area looking into the garden. So this very much is something that we really enjoy, and we spend a lot of time in this garden, just kind of, you know, being in nature and enjoying the space. So the first thing that we did was we built the pergola. And we did that all ourselves, so we had to dig some pretty deep holes. So the holes themselves are 2 feet deep, 2.5 feet deep. So, and that was quite difficult work, because this whole area used to be basically a riverbed many generations ago. But all the deposits underneath the ground are all covered in pebbles, stones, etc. So these holes were absolute nightmare to dig. We had to use a jackhammer and everything like that to get all the material out and get deep enough so that these posts would be properly concreted in place. So each hole has got a stone gravel bed at the bottom of it, and then each of the posts is covered with a bitumen sleeve around where it contacts the soil, and that protects the post from water ingress and things like that, and causing problems with eroding the material and keeping the longevity of the posts as much as we can. So each of those posts 2 and a bit feet into the ground, and then concreted in with postcrete. We also put in some rebar as well to kind of lock in the posts. So there's 6 of those, and then we created this pattern at the top. We levelled it all using a laser, so we used the laser on the property, and that then translated across, and then we were installing these pieces up here. So everything's kind of built like a tank, and if you look at this, just absolutely no movement whatsoever in it. So that gave us a chance to put some lights in. We also then dug away this sort of diamond, and we referenced off the house straight up the middle, and we created some focal points. So we've got this water feature in the centre here, we've got a bird bath, and then we've got a lovely laburnum tree right at the end as well. So that gives us all of that kind of ability for sight lines and creating some visual interest. We then also built these custom flower beds to fit in between the posts, and these flower beds are lined with damp proofing material to maintain the wood that's inside here, and also just provide that little bit of extra protection. And they're filled with lovely compost and various plants. So we've got some clematis on either side here, so clematis at the front, clematis at the back, and then we have some jasmine in the centre here. We have a rose on this side, and then we've got some localised shrubs here. So we've got hebes, we've got dahlias, and we've got another dahlia over this side. I'm a big dahlia lover. I love the colours of them, I love the interest of them, and the flowers are just absolutely stunning. Then we've got hanging baskets either side. The posts are plenty strong enough to hold and support these hanging baskets. So we've got 2 there, and then next year we're going to put another 2 on the other side as well, so that it creates that lovely visual interest. So we wanted something in the garden that was a feature, and this was the focal point of the feature. And then in 2023 we decided to excavate around the perimeter and create a pattern on the grass and create some borders that we could actually develop the garden into. So we have stone chips basically running all the way along here, all the way along the side, and then it transitions from stone chips into bark all the way around the back, and then we've got bark all the way down the bank at the side here, and that was a lot of work. So yeah, it's been a lot of work to get to here. The garden itself has kind of evolved over the last few years, so probably 2023 is when we really started doing the work to define the lawn. 21, something like that, we did the pergola work, and that's really brought in a nice feature to the centre of the garden. The other things that we've done as well is over here, so we've got on this side we've got a raised bed over here, and then a mirror image on the other side. So you'll have seen in some of my videos, you'll have seen the mirror image bed. That is basically this year a bed that's got some Pyrus in it, foxgloves and some annuals, and they're all pink, and it's a really nice a range of colour that we can have a look at. And then on this side we've got another one, and it's got a hebe, a Pyrus, and 2 hydrangeas in it, which is really nice. This hydrangea on the left, when we put it in, was about this size, it was tiny, whereas now it's pretty much grown into a much larger space. So yeah, you can see all of this here. So this is the shed to the side. This is a 12 by 10 shed, so it's quite a large shed. And this is the custom base that we built for it around here. This base here, the timbers are actually rebarred into the ground, a metre into the ground, so there's no possibility of that ever moving really under the pressure of any water. And the reason we use type 1 MOT is it's freely draining, so if any water lands in it, it just drains through and doesn't cause us any problems. This is pretty much our wildlife area here. This is stuff that we need to sort of tidy up. I think everyone will probably have a section like this in their garden, but basically this is where next year I'm going to be building a compost bin, where that bag is, and then round the side there is where my water irrigation system is going to go. But I've got some various shrubs here. I've got hostas, I've got my trees here as well. So this tree here, when we planted it, was pretty much a twig about 2 months ago, and it's now developed into a lovely little tree. So this is going to be planted somewhere in here when it graduates from developing in this space. So these are these are really nice additions in the garden, and all of the things that are in these flower beds here, the larger items, they're going to move into the bank area over here to develop and fill out this space. You can see the hose here. This is one of the hoses I use to water, and this is a storm drain. So underneath the ground here is a big giant storm drain for water, because there used to be a property here, a commercial property, that was converted into and demolished and converted into houses, so it looks very much like this now. So this now is the hydrangeas, and luckily I have a hydrangea flower has started to open up, as you can see here. It's looking really, really pretty. Pretty much in the next couple of weeks the entire hydrangea here should be covered in flowers, so you'll see here giving me a nice wee show around here. It's absolutely stunning, so really pleased with how this is starting to look. But in terms of the construction of this, it's really straightforward. It's basically just 4x8 sleepers. They're overlapped in the corners, tied in with 2 screws, and then down in each of the corners around is a 3-inch post that's screwed into each of these to lock them all together. So it's 2 high, and they're basically 8 feet that way and 4 feet that way. So half of the sleeper, half of the width of a long sleeper across this area here. So it looks really good. The other one is over there as well. We've got laburnum here, and then we've got over here, we've got the lovely annuals and the foxgloves, pyrus, which is hidden in the background here, and then we've got the box hedging that's on either side as well. So this is pretty much a mirror image of that over there, and it's equidistant and spaced out as appropriate. Nice laburnum here as well, and if you look that way you'll see the nice kind of right down the diamond, right down to the centre of the back doors and the patio doors and the lounge. So this is how the garden looks and how it's evolved. We've pretty much really taken it into the next level this year and last year. So this land used to slope down here and back up, which made it a bit challenging for the lawnmower. So what we did was we brought in some top dressing topsoil, which was 70-30 mix of sand, 70% sand, 30% topsoil, and we laid it down here earlier in the year and levelled all of this out, so it made it a lot easier for the lawnmower to go around it. So all in all, it looks actually pretty decent, in the garden as a whole. And then you'll see the tree up here. This is our big tree that casts a shade across our garden and gives us all the lovely acorns and the pine needles that we have to kind of deal with on a regular basis. We've got the lupins, which are developing, so we'll see here that we've got a flower coming here, we've got a flower coming here, and I think there's another one somewhere hidden down in the canopy. That's actually over the other side over here as well, so that's going to be coming through soon. We have a blueberry bush here which should start producing blueberries in the next few weeks, and then we've got some ivies, etc. This is just another storage shed, much smaller. It's only an 8x6 shed, so a much smaller shed in general. But this has just been a brief video to show you what the garden actually looks like, and in general, and how we've developed. So I hope everyone has a really nice week ahead. Hopefully the temperatures will be a wee bit less and we'll get some rainfall, top up some of those reservoirs that we need in the UK. So I'll catch you in the next one, guys, and enjoy yourself and take care. Cheers.